I would like to begin by recognizing our parents, families, and loved ones who may not be physically present with us here today, but who are watching on the screens of the Great Hall or on their devices. Of course, all our academic lecturers who have imparted their wisdom and who have also recently acquired the top rank in the QILT survey across NSW. All faculty and staff who I have witnessed firsthand displayed resilience amidst these unprecedented times. Anne Whitelock, Courtney O'Connor for being at the forefront of many scholarship opportunities. Rowan Courtney O'Connor, our CEO, and Daryl Courtney O'Connor, our chairman and founder, who, along with many of our staff across ICM, across the campus, have been ever present in 3 graduation ceremonies throughout the day. On behalf of the graduates of 2021, I would like to thank everyone for being our foundation and support system. And of course, to my fellow graduates watching here and watching online, we have finally reached the culmination of our postgraduate journey. Congratulations to everyone. The past months have certainly been tough and maybe even unforgiving. But if there would be 2 things that I would take away from everything, it is to forgive and be forgiving. 3 years ago, in this same chapel, I was sitting in awe in my orientation for what would be an extended stay in the International College of Management, Sydney. You see, I didn't start my degree with this cohort. My first term was in February 2018, so I was meant to complete by November 2019. But as we've all experienced, nothing can ever be set on stone. Heck, even Keeping Up with the Kardashians reached their season finale. My mom was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer just before my second term in ICMS. This began the grueling episodes of doctor's appointments, surgeries, pharmacy runs, etc., etc. It was in this time that I was most thankful for the college, which allowed me to take numerous leave of absences and eventually submitting my assessments offshore. During the day, I would tend to my mom's medical visits, assisting with her chemo and taking down notes. By 9 p.m., I would work on my reports, and by 4 a.m., I would get ready for bed to then start the day again at around 7 or 8 in the morning. You see, the Philippines doesn't have the best medical facilities or benefits in the world. That is one of the main reasons why I came here to Australia, that one day I would enjoy the advantages of a first world country. Funny enough, I got into a castle on a hill, like finally becoming a royal. I guess this is what Meghan Markle felt when she married Prince Harry. As an international student, much like almost everyone in this room, I was bound by, I lived within limited capacity. As much as we wanted to work and fund our education ourselves, we were constricted by legalities. Some have thus resorted to cash-only jobs, while others have ultimately been extorted by their employers. We would do anything to make ends meet. I don't know about you, but I remember my first microwave was picked off just from the streets here at Manly. As an international student, I had to be away from my family to pursue my dreams. I had to leave my ill mom to finish my education. I had to persistently apply for a scholarship just for me not to be a financial burden. As an international student, I felt how unfortunate my country was. As an international student, I had to remain in this country. Yet, remaining in this country is the safe option. It has been a haven from the current conditions that remain around the world. Every day, thousands of cases of COVID-19 are in the headlines of Brazil, Russia, India, France, the Philippines. During my mom's medical journey, I have witnessed firsthand how many Filipinos have had to wait in line just to get inside a private room. Some have been on a wheelchair outside the hospital for 48 hours. Treatment was and still is not a right, but a privilege. Our experience with COVID-19 is far different from this. I still recall that final day at the halls of the city campus before the transition to online classes. There were ongoing questions of, how will this work? And will I be able to focus? And are we getting a refund? We have gone from classrooms to bedrooms, corporate clothes to sleepwear, and excursions to breakout rooms. Admittedly, we would wake up 5 minutes before class, cook lunch while our lectures were ongoing, and maybe even hear that faint sound, this train is stopping at Stratfield, at the backgrounds of our Zoom classes. We were all in lockdown. Lockdown from social events and work, lockdown from what could have been boundless opportunities, lockdown from being a citizen of a country we live in. And some of us chose to leave and return to their home countries. We are all graduating in the midst of a global pandemic. As an international student, now an international representative, I have a binary, if not a multitude of perspectives of the current conditions around the world. My mom passed away just before this pandemic even began. There's not been a day that I have forgotten saying goodbye to her at the airport or being at her bedside on the final days of her life. Yet I stand before all of you today because I try to remind myself that while the universe can be unforgiving, I must learn to forgive myself. Because the ongoing trauma in my mind has molded the desire for me to empathize with those who are still suffering, wailing and hoping for change. Because as someone who is privileged enough to earn a second degree in an international college through their support and utmost generosity, I hope for the chance to change this globally divided system. I am leaving this chapel with a new batch of ICMS graduates. We shall now officially step down from the hill towards a world far more different to how we once perceived it. You and I have persisted towards our own personal journeys and towards a more perplexed and communal journey among us. To the graduates of 2021 here before me and watching online, I have shared with you tidbits of my story, our story, and the current conditions that span the world. May we all continue to conquer our battles, be it within us and among us. And if the world has been and would certainly be unforgiving, may we always remember to forgive and be forgiving. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much.